Yeah, it's great. I mean, they're very, very, very talented, for sure.
What is it like watching when you have so many new faces and, you know, seeing them debut together and sort of seeing them play mesh well together? I'm sure you saw a million things that will drive you nuts, but just generally speaking, it seemed like that's a very good debut for a lot of your players.
Yeah, I mean, they're just a different team this year. They're fun, they're together, the one thing that they all do is play hard. You could tell that everybody plays hard, like almost to the point I'm like, calm down, like just slow it down. So, and that, I really think that starts with Asia, because Asia plays extremely hard, and so if you have a leader like that, and Roxy plays extremely hard, and they're upperclassmen, and so the freshmen, they don't think, they could take, plays off, or they don't think they can take a run off, or they don't think anything. Like, they got some upperclassmen, and they're pushing them every day.
Do you feel like Mia, Maya, and Amaya are all going to kind of take over as the rebounders this year? Because I know it was Javin led last year, and
Yep.
your top 4
On rebounds, she did?
Yeah.
I thought it was
I think
Jordan.
she averaged like 8 or so per
Jordan?
game. Your top 4
Oh.
rebounders basically all left. They graduated.
Yep.
So does it feel good knowing that you have 3 more to kind of fill that gap, take that place?
Well, we have a lot of them, actually. So we have obviously Mia, and India got in there and got some rebounds too. Maya Verse, we still have Fatih, and Roxy can still get some. So that's one of our goals, to get easy points and just crash the boards really hard.
You talked about like the mentality, and you've spoken on just how you recruit that before. What specifically do you look for?
Say it again?
The recruiting, like knowing players are going to be physical, how do you know? Like when you recruit them, when you watch them.
How they're going to be physical?
Yes.
They play physical every single day in AAU in practice, and obviously these 4 that we got, and Maya Verse has just rolled over to this class. They what would they rank, top something in the country when we signed them, and even the next class coming in is going to be really good. We just had time to recruit them. So my first year, you had to sign 10 in the portal, so there was no time. And then we were starting to recruit this class, and so we had a lot of time to start recruiting them and getting them seasoned. I prefer to have freshmen and develop them and build a culture and build like something really fun, and our players usually don't leave. So I would rather do that than have a bunch of portals all the time. I mean, because we have great coaches on my staff, and it's fun just coaching them and teaching them.
I know Trinity was somebody you saw at a young age when she was playing against your daughter, and what was it like to finally see her, playing for you in a Georgia uniform and playing pretty darn well?
Yeah, she was a little nervous, but I've seen her play in 3 games already, and she's phenomenal. Like, having a freshman start at the point, like, she's really special. And she didn't score as well this game, and some of the scrimmages she scored really well, like hit some threes. And, I just think that everybody was just like 100 miles an hour today, because it was like the first real game. And then she cramped up a little bit, and so did me. And I'm like, can you guys, they're such freshmen, can you guys eat right? Like, drink water, like all that good stuff. So they're still learning about their bodies and what they need to eat and stuff. And so she's pretty special. She had a 32. I don't even know if you guys read this, but 32 for her, and she would have had a way more assists if we could get people to catch them. What Trinity does is she goes in there, and she won't stare at you and say, I'm passing to you. She's going to look over here and make the pass there. And so we got to get used to playing with her and getting your hands ready, because she's just not going to look at you when she passes. And she's pretty special. I'm excited to see her growth through this whole year.
Besides just the reps, how do you get used to playing with other players?
Oh, everybody plays every single day, and everybody loves playing with her. And I think Asia and Damari love the fact that she could be the point, and they can be off the ball and not have to call every play and get everybody organized. And Trinity is just like super. She just has this natural ability to make passes and see things that you can't teach. She's just got an unbelievable feel for the game, which is so fun. And defensively, she does a good job, and she's just going to keep getting better and better.
Do you have many freshman point guards start from kind of day one? I mean, it seems, because that's obviously such an important position that they'll have to.
Well, when I was at UCF, we did KK Wright. She was unbelievably good, and she was first team all conference with all the UConn players, like I said, really good. And then COVID hit, so she didn't get the chance to get drafted or do any of that stuff. But Trinity, obviously, I saw her in 8th grade and just been recruiting her and her family. She was getting ready to commit to UCF, and then we got this job, and dad and mom like, oh no, like we want to see her play. But they were here today, and obviously this is a way bigger and better stage for her, and she's going to have some really good guards that she's going to compete against, and she's super competitive. Like in practice, Asia's always the fastest. Trinity's trying to beat her every single time, which is like, oh my gosh, I don't have to teach that kid to do that. Like she wants to be good. All these freshmen really want to be good. Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask a question about Summer Davis. So do
Summer?
you see her as being the leader in three-pointers throughout the season? I know today she made 3 of 6 of her three-pointers as a freshman.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like the Twins are just ballers, you know what I mean? And maybe they can get their masks off here pretty soon, but Summer was known to be a three-point shooter in high school. I think Damari, Summer, and Savannah are our best three-point shooters, and India can shoot them too. Asia will take them, Trinity can take them, but I think really Damari's our best three-point shooter in Savannah. And then Summer we just made some great passes to her, and she had plenty of time to get them off. And you talk about work ethic, those twins, boy, they stay in the gym 24/7. Not because they're there after practice. They just stay and they shoot and they shoot and they shoot and they shoot and they're in the gym all the time. I'm like, that doesn't happen anymore. Kids aren't like that anymore, and we got lucky and got them.
How competitive are they with each other?
Super, and they talk in language, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you got? Like, separate. Like they're arguing with each other. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, separate. So I try to separate them as much as possible. When we first got here, they had to learn to play with other people because they were just so used to playing with each other, and they were the stars all the time on their team. And so I would take them out, and I would never put them in together, and so they had to learn how to play with everybody else. And you could see they're learning, and Summer made some great passes to Mia today. And she was doing some really good stuff, and India's learning that she's not as big and tall as she was in high school to go in and get offensive rebounds. But they're fighters, and they're going to work every single day to get better, and they love it.
One more question? Right here. So what lessons do you take away from a blowout like this? What is it like to coach when the lead is so big?
Well, I never let them take it. I called the timeout, and I was like on them, and we have goals for every single quarter. Like, we want to get some single-digit defensive quarters, you know what I mean? And we were turning the ball over way too much in the first half. We had 8, I think, and ended up 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we took care of the ball a little better today. But, I'll never look at the score. They were looking at the score a little bit because they're young. So in timeouts, we just, talk about executing, and they kind of calmed down, and we got some wide open shots and ran some of our plays. We didn't run a lot of plays today. We were just going in transition all the time. So I really tried to calm them down in the third and the fourth quarter and run some nice sets. You saw Summer get a wide open shot off a double down because we ran the play and we ran the set. We ran another play where MV got a drive to the basket and get a foul, but I think it's just like they get so excited and they go so fast, and that's the point where they play so hard. Like, I would rather have it that way than try to turn them up and make them play hard, you know what I mean? So they're great. They're fun. Okay.